Hey everyone, Exotic Dan here. Welcome back to another video. So, first of all, I just want to address a couple things. So, as you guys probably may know, this is actually going to be the last video of 2021 where you're actually going to hear my voice. So, this is basically my last commentary video for 2021, which is actually kind of insane, believe it or not. So, yeah. So basically, since this is like the last day of 2021, that is if you are watching this on December 31st, 2021. If you are watching this video on that day, it is the last day of 2021. So let's go over a couple things. So basically, this video is basically going to be going over all the stuff that happened during 2021. But I know that there's probably going to be some people watching this video who are going to be like, I've been watching this guy since the beginning of 2021. I know everything. Well, guess what? You're wrong, because there is some stuff that happened outside of YouTube that I think is actually worth mentioning sharing, which I have actually never shared with my whole entire YouTube audience before, which is actually kind of insane. So basically, I think without further ado, we'll hop into what 2021 was like. But before we begin, I know that 2021 may have been a tough year for a lot of people. I know for me, it has definitely been a tough year, which we'll get into really soon. And I know that for some people, 2021 has actually been a pretty good year, and I can definitely see that as well. There has been some good things that happened to me in 2021, which I'll also get to in a little bit as well. So, let's hop into the video without further ado. So we'll start off from the beginning of 2021, which is in January. So January is basically the year where basically, I don't know how to describe it, but when 2021 began, I actually did a music video on one of my favorite songs of all time. Sorry for Party Rocking by LMFAO. Really good song. I actually highly suggest that you check out the music video that I did on that song. It is a really good song, and yeah, I actually do enjoy music. I really enjoy music that sounds good, catchy, like songs that get stuck in your head. I am really into that type of music, and I think because of my passion for songs that get stuck in your head, basically how I like songs that get stuck in your head, like basically why I like them so much. I think that's kind of the reason why I decided to do Roblox music videos, and why I decided to start my original series, I Don't Even Know. So yeah, that's actually kind of interesting on how my love for music that gets stuck in your head basically kind of came to the conclusion of me wanting to do Roblox music videos. And I've also seen other people doing them as well, so that's kind of how I got into making Roblox music videos. So so basically that's one thing that I did in 2021 in January. Another thing that happened in January is that I actually turned 19 in January. And one thing that actually makes me turning 19 pretty interesting is that my birthday is on January 19th, so I turned 19 on January 19th, 2021, which is actually pretty insane. Although I will say this though, I do remember one of my teachers saying that it would have been cool if I turned 19 on January 19th, 2019. Like, she thought that would have been very cool. But I turned 19 on January 19th, 2021. And you only turn 19 once, so I don't think I'll be turning 19 anytime soon. But yeah, so that's another thing that kind of happened. So yeah, that's actually a pretty cool thing. I was also still in school at the time as well. I was actually just finishing up an earth science class and a math class. So yeah, and I was also getting ready to start my third semester of my last year of high school, which was basically the easy semester, I would call it, because basically for my last year of high school, we had 4 semesters, and there were 2 classes for every semester. There was one in the morning and one in the afternoon. each class was 3 hours long. So basically, one class was basically just a spare block. So for my third term of high school, I had a class that lasted for 3 hours where I could catch up on any unfinished work. And then my next class was a PE class, so that's why I call it the easy semester, because there's really not too much to really catch up on if you're in a PE class. It's basically just sports and running. That's the best way I can possibly describe it. So, yeah, you don't really need to do a whole bunch of catch-up work on PE. So yeah, that's why I called it the ED semester. Yeah. And then we fast forward to March, which was also my sister's 16th birthday. So yeah, that's a pretty cool thing. And then there was that fear of us not going back to school again, because in March of 2020, all the schools in my area and outside of my area and in my province got shut down because of what was going on in the world. And that thing that was going on in the world back then is actually still happening right now. I don't know if it's still going to be happening next year, or if it's going to be all gone. I don't know if I can really say what's going on in the world right now, because I think a lot of people know what's going on in the world right now, and I don't know if I'm going to get a community guideline strike for saying what's going on in the world right now. So it's best that I don't say it, because I don't want to get a community guideline strike. So, and then there was that fear of us not going back. So basically, why we had that fear is because we were worried that we weren't going to go back after the spring break, because we had a spring break. And the other thing that I want to talk about is basically how this fear kind of happened. So basically, on the last day of spring break, I had a meeting at the bank, and one of the people who was basically running the meeting at the bank asked how I was doing and how I was excited for spring break. Told her that I was excited for spring break, and I was also excited to go back to school. And then she told me that to not get too excited, because she said, but don't get too excited, because do you remember what happened last year? You weren't able to go back. So yeah, that was kind of a fear that I had of me not being able to go back, but we were able to go back, which is a pretty good thing. And another thing that happened is that I don't know if I addressed this earlier on in a video, but just in case I didn't, I had this. There was this girl who I had a crush on. Not going to say her name in order to protect her identity. And basically, I had a crush on her. She was very beautiful. Which we'll go back to her later on in the video. And I wanted to, kind of ask her out on a date. But then something happened which kind of prevented me from doing anything at all. It even affected and what happened is that this thing that happened, it also affected my YouTube career, because it really because this thing that happened had a really huge impact. And I'll get into more details about this later on. So what happened is my depression returned, and yeah, this was basic. And remember, and I don't know if I told you this, but in March of 2020, I was just getting over my depression. And then in March of 2021, my depression returned. So yeah. So basically, when depression hit, it basically prevented me from doing anything. Like, it basically prevented me from talking to people. It didn't prevent me. I just kind of had like some huge anxiety whenever it came to talking to people. Like, I was afraid that I was going to be dragged into conversations that I didn't want to be dragged into, conversations that I was uncomfortable being in, and stuff like that. And my depression also affected my YouTube career, because it basically tried to stop me from making daily videos. Like, all that the depression wanted me to do was basically do nothing but sleep, because I was kind of going through some stuff at the time, which I'll get into in a little bit. So yeah, the one thing that happened is my depression, it made it so basically what happened is during this time period, there is this new product being released. I can't really say what it is because it kind of relates to what's going on in the world right now. So, yeah. Once again, I can't really say what's going on in the world right now because I might get a community guideline strike, and if I announce what this product is, I can't. And if I announce what this product is, I will probably also get a community guideline strike. So it's best not to mention anything that involves with what's going on in the world right now in this video. So basically, I'm just going to say what's going on in the world. So basically, in order to prevent me from getting a community guideline strike, I'm just going to say what's going on in the world right now in order to prevent that from happening, because I don't want this video to get a community guideline strike. So, when my depression returned, it basically... So I was talking about something that was being advertised on TV. So this only worsened my depression because it raised the trypanophobia that I had, and I've been living with trypanophobia for many years, and it's something that I don't like living with at all. And in order to avoid any triggers, what I'm going to say is I did explain a little bit about what trypanophobia is in my triggering version of my Christmas 2021 vlog. So if you guys want to know more about trypanophobia, you can watch the Christmas 2021 vlog to learn more about it. So yeah. And it worsened my depression, my trypanophobia, and my anxiety. And anxiety is something that I've been living with since I was 14 years old, and it's been a very rough thing to deal with. The reason why I had so much anxiety talking to people when this product got announced was because I felt different from everyone. If that's the way that you would want to put it, I felt extremely different from everybody, and I felt like if I talked to somebody about what was going on in the world right now, I was afraid that I was going to get bullied, and I was afraid that I was going to get judged or laughed at, and it was just not a very pleasant experience at that time. And I've been living with that for an extremely long time. I've been living with it from the time it was announced around March, and it basically continued to carry on with me until the end of the school year. Which we'll get into a little bit later on. And throughout that time, I felt really lost. I continue doing my YouTube videos because YouTube is one thing that really helped me cope with depression and anxiety and trypanophobia. So yeah, that's the reason why I started YouTube. It was basically it really helped me cope with trypanophobia, depression, and anxiety in a very healthy way. So yeah, that's one reason why I started YouTube. And then the next thing that happened is during, I believe, late April 2021, I started to see counseling again because I started to seek counseling, and because I really felt like if I took counseling, it was really going to help me deal with what I was dealing with at the time, depression and anxiety and trypanophobia. And during these counseling sessions that I had, this is when I actually started to realize. This is actually when I started to learn some new things about me that I never knew about myself before. For first things, I didn't know. So basically, I found out that I had depression since I was 14, but I didn't know that I had it until I was 19. And I also had trypanophobia for an extremely long time, and I didn't know that I had it. And I knew that I had it, but I just didn't know what the name of it was called. I learned what the name of it was when I was 19 as well. So during those time periods, that's when I really started to learn those things about myself. And those things were basically some things that I think I should have really known about and stuff like that. And my last counseling session was late June, I would say, like near the end of June. And that was one of the things that I felt really lost during the time during my last year of high school, because I felt really different from everyone. I didn't want to be dragged into conversations that I did not want to be a part of, or conversations that I felt uncomfortable being in. So yeah, the next thing that I'm going to talk about is that girl that I mentioned earlier. So the girl who I had a crush on, I found out that she had a boyfriend. My heart got broken, and it was a really tough moment. And the worst part about the heartbreak is that the heartbreak happened 2 weeks before my grandma's birthday. And as you know, she passed away in 2018. My heart got broken in June 2021, and my grandma's birthday is in June 2021, and my heart got broken. And my grandma's birthday was also in June, and June 2021 was 3 years after she passed away, since she passed away in 2018, and that day was a really tough day for me. I just felt extremely lost. I felt trapped. I just felt like there was no. I just felt completely hopeless on that day, because I was so overwhelmed by sadness. I just did not know what to do on that day. It just really hurt me a lot. Like, the pain that I felt in my heart and the feeling of me missing my grandma really had a huge impact on my life. And with those things mixing together, it was extremely hurtful, and it was one of the worst things that I've ever experienced in my life. And it was very sad on that day. And this was 2 days before the last day of school. And when the last day of school ended, I said basically goodbye to everybody who helped me out during the school year. And when summer hit, the depression really started to get worse, and I just did not know what I was going to do. My depression was telling me to do things that I really shouldn't have been doing. I'm not really going to say what it is, because I'm afraid. Cause I'm not really going to say what my depression was telling me to do, because I feel like that it might result in me getting a community guideline strike, and I don't want to get a community guideline strike today, especially on the last day of 2021. So so I basically tried my best to not let my depression tell me what to do. I basically I guess you could say, I try to ignore my depression completely and actually do the things that I enjoy doing, which is making YouTube videos, listening to music, and also playing video games, because those are 3 things that actually bring me joy, And I also like hanging out with people as well, and talking to people, and I also like going out for walks. So those are a couple of other things that basically helped me. So those are all the things that really helped me get through that dark time that I was currently in. And then September hit, which was the worst month ever. I'll say that, because of stuff that happened, which I'm not gonna explain, because this video might get a community guideline strike if I explain what happened in September. All I will say is that there were new policies in place. I'll just say that. There were some new policies in place, and these policies were basically new. I would say that. And some people said that they were a good step in the. Some people said that it was a good step in the right direction, and some people said that it was taking away people's freedom. And I definitely do see why people would say those things about this new policy that was put in place, and I can definitely see the reasons why people are saying that it's a good thing, and people saying that it's taking away people's freedom. I can definitely see why people are saying those things. And another thing that I do want to point out is that rumors are actually starting to fly around that this policy will end at the end of January. So I guess we'll have to wait and see if that new policy will actually end at the end of January, because I am actually kind of curious to see what the new year has in store for us. Because 2022, I can say that 2022 is going to be a pretty interesting year. I actually do have some interesting stuff coming up for 2022. I'm not really going to say what it is quite yet because I kind of want that stuff to be a surprise. So, yeah. But back to the whole new policy thing. That new policy was put in place. I felt trapped once again, and I just really needed to talk to somebody. And just to let you guys know, I was on a wait list to seek counseling for about 2 to 3 months. Actually, it was actually 2 months actually. And I was there. I was on a wait list to seek counseling again. For 2 months, and I actually was able to get a counselor in September, which is actually pretty nice. But then she moved away from my area at the end of October, and yeah, I basically haven't seen counseling since then, and basically I try to basically overcome the depression by myself by basically not letting my depression try to control me and stuff like that. And whenever I was around people making YouTube videos and doing stuff that I actually enjoyed, it basically helps me overcome that. And and another thing that I do want to talk about is that I actually started college this year as well. And college has actually been pretty interesting. I kind of wish it was in person though, because I actually do miss having classes in person and stuff like that. I really do miss having classes in person because all of my college work is online. I do my English online, and I also do my math online, and I also do my first aid course online as well. So yeah, and basically it's been like kind of weird, I would say. Another thing that I do want to point out is that I've actually taken part in some volunteer work this year as well. I volunteered basically packing food for school kids who don't have lunches and stuff. So I basically volunteered by packing up foods, and so that way people could bring those foods that I packed up to the kids for school kids who don't have lunches with them and other stuff like that. So I was able to do that. So I volunteered doing that this year, and I also volunteered at an organization that was doing an event called the Terry Fox Run. And basically every single time somebody completed a lap, I would give people sticky notes every single time they completed a lap. I'm not going to say the name of this organization in order to protect the organization's name. And yeah, so basically I volunteered doing that as well. And I also this year I also got a job as well, which is actually pretty interesting. It took a long time to get a job, I would say, because I've been trying to get a job since I was in grade 11, and nobody has really called me for a job interview until now. And this is actually a job, and the place where I actually got a job at is actually a place where I was actually considering on getting a job. I'm not going to say the name of the place because I don't want people to find out where I work. And I don't want people to track this place down for obvious reasons, because I don't want people to know about this place that I work, because this place where I work actually has the name, because the name of the workplace actually does contain some personal information of where I live. So I'm not going to say... oh, sorry, I hit my mic for a minute. So hang on, let me fix it. But yeah, I actually hit my mic, and I did not mean to hit my mic. I'm very sorry, Mike. I did not mean to hit my mic. I know that for some of you, it may have been like a very loud sound. So yeah. So basically, I got a job at this place that I was actually considering on getting a job at, because I actually had to have some requirements in order to actually get a job at this place. So basically, for those wondering, I needed to finish high school in order to get a job, and I also needed some degrees as well. So I basically decided to take the courses where I could easily get the degrees and stuff like that. And yeah, it was basically a pretty interesting job, I would say. So basically, I I started working, and so basically what I'm doing, so basically my role at this job place that I got is actually a supervisor. So yeah, and I'm actually enjoying being a supervisor at my workplace because this is actually a pretty good job. So yeah, I really do enjoy doing what I'm doing at my workplace, and I'm also continuing doing my college work at the same time, and I'm also continuing doing my YouTube video for you guys, my YouTube videos for you guys as well. So I'm basically juggling my college work, my job, my new job, and my YouTube videos, and then also some spare time for me as well, which is basically playing video games and also hanging out with people and talking to people. So I've basically been juggling all those together and to basically make a flexible schedule, so that way I can do all those things in one day, I would say, because it's not easy doing all those things at once, because you gotta do all these things in order to make your schedule flexible for to basically make what works best for you, I guess you could say. To basically find out what works best for you, I would say, is actually very helpful to actually find that out. Whenever you get a job, you always want to make sure that you have a flexible schedule that you can always work around and stuff like that. So yeah, I got a job, continuing doing my YouTube videos, and let me tell you, my original series is actually going to reach 424 episodes. My original series, I Don't Even Know, is going to reach 424 episodes by the end of 2020, because the 424th episode of I Don't Even Know is actually going to be recorded and uploaded to YouTube after this video gets uploaded to YouTube. So yeah, that's going to be pretty interesting to basically do, I guess you could say. And yeah, it's been a pretty crazy year, to say the least. I know that may have been some other stuff that may have been good for some people, but I know that there's also been some bad things that happened this year for some people as well. And I know that for some people, 2021 may have been a bad year, and for some people, 2021 may have and I know that for some people, 2021 may have been a bad year, and for some, it may have been a good year. But in my opinion, it's been a mixed bag for me, because there's been some bad stuff that happened to me in 2021, and there's also been some good stuff that happened to me in 2021, like getting a job and doing some volunteer work. And I actually really do enjoy doing volunteer work, and I also really enjoy my new job as well. And I can't wait to start working again in the new year, because my workplace is actually going to be reopening in the new year, and I'm actually really excited to start working again. And I'm also excited to continue doing my YouTube videos for you guys, and I'm also excited to hang out with more of my friends again, and I'm also excited to basically excited to basically see what's going to happen this year. Like, I'm actually kind of interested to see what's going to happen this year. But now that I'm going to end off this video, because there's really not too much left to really say about this year. So I want to know, down in the comments below, I want to know, what was your favorite memory of 2021? Like, what was the best thing that happened to you in 2021? I want to know the best thing that happened to you this year in 2021. You can leave them down in the comments below. I think the best thing that happened to me in 2021 was getting a job. I know that some people think that I do YouTube as a job, but no, I don't do YouTube as a job. I have a job that I work somewhere else that basically makes it a job, I guess you could say. But yeah, I think getting a job this year was one of the best things that happened this year. And yeah, I'm actually very excited to see what 2022 has in store for us. I know that there's going to be a lot of interesting things happening this year, and I can't wait to show them all to you, because I'm actually very interested to see what this year has in store for us, because there's going to be so much interesting stuff happening this year, and I'm very excited to see where this journey will take us. But I think with all that being said, I want to thank you guys so much for watching this video, and if you guys happen to enjoy this video, Make sure, and if you guys happen to enjoy this video, please make sure to hit the like button, and also don't forget to subscribe because I do videos every single day. And also don't forget to ring that notification bell so you never miss a single video that I upload. And also don't forget to subscribe and follow me. And also don't forget to subscribe and ring the notification bell on my second channel. My second channel will be the third link in the description below. And if you guys would like to follow me on, and if you guys would like to follow me or send me fan art on Instagram, if you guys would like to follow me on Instagram or send me fan art, you guys can follow me on Instagram or send me fan art on Instagram. My Instagram will be the second link in the description below. And if you guys would like to join my Roblox fan group, my Roblox fan group will be the first link in the description below. And if you guys would like to follow me on Twitter, my Twitter will be the fourth link in the description below. And if you guys would like to follow me on Reddit, my Reddit will be the fifth link in the description below. And if you guys would like to follow me on TikTok, my TikTok will be the sixth link in the description below. And if you guys would like to check out my Facebook page will be the seventh link in the description below. And also, once again, like I mentioned earlier, like I mentioned earlier, in the comments down below, you guys can let me know what your favorite memory of 2021 was, because I know that there's been some good things that happened in 2021. My channel is basically focusing on the positive side of life, and I want to know what the best thing, and I want to know what was the best thing that happened in 2021, in your opinion. So basically, like I said, getting a job was one of the best things that happened to me in 2021. And once again, you guys can leave what the best thing that happened to you in 2021 was down in the comments below. You can do it if you want to. If you don't want to, you don't have to do it if you don't want to. But if you really want to tell me what the best thing that happened to you in 2021 was, you can let me know in the comments below. And until then, I will see you guys in the next video. Goodbye!